Cool. Okay, let me check the tech. I want to make sure we're all in the right spot. I've got Instagram up here on my cell phone, and I do not see me live in my group. Give me one. There I am. Okay, cool. And I've got on my holiday vibe sweatshirt. You guys, this is one of my favorite sweatshirts, and I only get to wear it from like the 1st of November to the end of December because otherwise it just doesn't make any sense, right? It's the holidays, the most wonderful time of the year, as people like to say. All right, so I'm just going to jump right into it and stop blabbing. Happy Friday Eve day to everybody. As I said, I've got Facebook and YouTube down here on my laptop, and I've got Instagram up here on my cell phone going live in all the places so that I only have to do it one time. Little time management tip there. Today, we're going to talk about something that I know has been on your mind. We're going to talk about a topic that literally makes you sweat, makes you squirm in your seat, makes you want to crawl under your desk. Selling. Yes. I'm going to help you overcome your roadblocks with sales today. That's what we're doing today, so stick with me. But first, I want to introduce myself. If you're new to me and I'm new to you, I'm Tracy Beavers. I am your business and sales coach. And with almost 20 years of experience in marketing, sales, and business growth, I have helped hundreds of entrepreneurs just like you get consistent monthly income and those new clients that you want to work with without paid ads. You can gain the income you want and grow your business with ease. Business building does not have to be a struggle. When you coach with me, I give you a clear roadmap of action steps, all laid out, easy to follow, so you can put your blinders on and know exactly every day what you need to be doing to get to your goal. And we get there together. And if a roadmap sounds good to you, because that's what I like to have, I like to know where I'm going and the steps I'm going to take to get there so that I know that I am accomplishing what I want. And it makes me feel inspired and empowered. I know you're tired of feeling overwhelmed in your business and unclear. So reach out, set a free information call with me, and let's talk about what's going on. And I love to shout you out. And you know, I've been shouting out my Business Visibility Made Easy students. They are in my 8-week group coaching program, which reopens mid-January 2023. They are doing the work, you guys. We had a great live call today, live Q&A weekly with me where they get to come on and ask questions. And today, there was only a couple of people, so it was like private coaching. They are employing the strategies that I teach. They are dialing in their visibility. And we have some students that are just starting out. They're trying to figure out their ideal clients. They're trying to gain clarity on that. We've got some students who have been in business for a very long time, but they hadn't thought about how to effectively use the online space until now. And our weekly group coaching calls, like we had one today, they have been so fun creatively because we can pitch and catch ideas for everybody. We can help set the reset button when that doubt starts to creep in or those worries about, is anybody going to buy my stuff? And they're in module 3. They're learning ways to use other people's audiences to get visibility through collaborations, networking, and podcast guest spots. And if you want to join the next round of Business Visibility Made Easy, jump on the wait list. Do it now. Waitlisters get special discounts and offers that no one else is going to get, and it reopens in middle January 2023. TracyBeavers.com/BVME for Business Visibility Made Easy. Boy, Victor, Mary, Edward. So tell me if you're here live or catching the replay. And if you've got questions or comments while we're here live, throw those in the chat. I am happy to answer your questions at the end of the training. YouTubers, I'll see them after this post and you watch the video. I can still hop in there and answer your questions. Instagrammers, I can see yours after. Send me a DM, comment right here in the live stream. I can see it after this is posted and I can get back with you. So let's dive in. Sales. It's like the new S word, right? And did you make a face when I said that word? Just admit it, be honest. Did you groan? Did you feel like I ripped a Band-Aid off your arm? I am betting that you made a face or you were like, oh God, Tracy, I don't want to talk about this. Am I right? And here's why I know this. It's totally normal. We have all felt that way. And sales is just something that makes us really uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable for my clients. It is something that I have been good at since I think birth. And I'm not tooting my own horn, just to be a braggy braggerson. It's true. Sales comes easily to me. I thought it came easily to everybody else until years ago, I had people asking me consistently, how are you so successful with this? How are you so good at this? Can you teach me how to do this? So why am I qualified to teach you about sales? A lot of you know me because I teach and train strategies for your business visibility, for your audience growth, for your email list growth. But would it surprise you to know that I have almost 20 years experience in sales? My background prior to becoming an entrepreneur is rooted in business development, in marketing, and in sales. And I gained market share for the companies I worked for. One company, I gained market share, 86% market share the first year I worked for them. I have built million-dollar portfolios for businesses, built my own portfolios when I was in banking and consumer lending, because that's all about sales and client development. So I definitely have been in the sales world for a long time. And throughout my career, the one fact that remained constant for me, the common thread through everything I've ever done, was my love of people just like you and my passion to help you win. I love to build relationships, listen to other people, and figure out how I can be of service. And this is why sales has been natural and easy for me. And dare I even say fun. I'm going to teach you how you can love sales too. So tell me in the comments and be honest, how do you feel about sales? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you avoid it? Do you not even want to think about it? It is one of the most uncomfortable topics in business. And it is one of the biggest roadblocks for most of my clients. My clients are like, okay, Tracy, being an entrepreneur is hard enough. And now you want me to think about selling? I mean, I'm trying to create the course. I'm trying to get it out into the world. I'm trying to gain visibility. I'm trying to do all the things. And now I have to sell. We avoid thinking about it. We don't want to talk about it. And the end result is missed opportunities and a lack of business growth. Trust me when I tell you, you're not alone in how you feel. So there's no shame here. We're just going to overcome it together. We would sooner let the client figure it out for themselves than pitch our product or our service, right? Sales and clients grow your business. So when you ignore the topic, just hoping it's going to go away, or you think, I'll work on my sales approach later, and you kind of cross your fingers and hope for the best, that is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. That's a strategy that's going to cost you money. We can't do that anymore. You've got to be able to confidently take your prospects from awareness to decision and do it in a way that feels good to you, that feels authentic to you. And I remind my clients all the time that they've got to build their businesses with ease and authenticity. Nobody else has your sales approach. Nobody else has your service, your product, your way of being in the world. You are the CEO of your business, so you get to decide how you want your sales approach to go. So let's talk about this. Why is it that we avoid talking about sales, or we avoid telling people even what we charge? We don't even want to answer that question either. Sales is a scary topic because there's this huge potential for rejection and failure. Nobody likes to be rejected. Nobody likes to fail. We all want to be seen, heard, and validated, right? We all want a seat at the lunch table with the cool kids. Back to middle school, right? So when somebody says no to our product or our service, it can feel awful. I mean, it just doesn't feel good. But the good news is a lot of people are making this way more difficult than it has to be. And that's what we're going to talk about today. It's not about using tactics or strategies or scripts. Ugh. Anybody that tells you you've got to study sales tactics, special words, psychological schemes, scripts of any kind, they're not going to be successful in sales. I'm sorry. Salespeople are problem solvers. And this is one of the reasons why I love it so much. I love to solve problems. I love to help people feel better and be a solution for them. Your client has a pain point. You have the perfect answer to take their pain away. What do they need? What can you give them? Being a problem solver and a helper, you are never going to feel spammy or annoying or that dreaded salesy. I promise. Knowing that by being in sales, you're a helper, a problem solver. Doesn't that make you feel more confident? Knowing that you have a valuable product or service and what you offer is the key to solving their pain, doesn't that make you feel a little less worried about being salesy or annoying? This is how you sell without selling. You don't have to worry about the sale. I want you to take the word sale completely out of your mind, take it completely out of the equation. You simply put your client's needs before your own and forget about the transaction. So I'm going to ask you a couple of tough questions. Are you a perfectionist? Anybody willing to admit they're a perfectionist? I've been guilty of this, choosing to do nothing for fear that it won't be perfect, or you will feel rejection, or waiting until you have the perfect wording or verbiage before you make the call. Let me tell you from experience, this is not the way to go. You have to muster your confidence enough to try things, to throw some spaghetti at the wall, knowing that it might not stick and you might make a huge old mess, but you know what? You're going to learn from it, which makes you a smarter business owner. Did you know how to ride a bike the first time you got on one? No, you didn't. Did you know how to walk immediately after you were born? No, you didn't. You took messy and perfect action. You skinned your knees a few times. You bumped into the coffee table. You learned as you go, and eventually you got it, right? The second question, wait for this one. Are you afraid of succeeding? Okay, truth bomb. The fear of succeeding can be just as strong as the fear of failure. Does that surprise you? Because it surprised me. But if you think about it, what if everybody wants to buy your product or service? What if the phone never stops ringing? What if you aren't perfectly delivering happiness to your clients 100% of the time? What if you're not good enough? Well, you know what? You're only human. You're going to work to deliver your best, and you're going to know that sometimes you are going to fall short. That's going to happen. So I want you to have confidence and move forward through the fear of not being good enough. Do not let this stall you. Getting confident in sales comes with a lot of trial and error. And if you don't engage in it, you're going to miss your best opportunities to make yourself and your business better. And sometimes our most creative sales ideas come from all those mistakes that we made. So we have to embrace it and embrace the process. Do not let your fear of rejection or failure eclipse your motivation to succeed. I'm going to repeat that. And I want you to write it down. If you're driving, don't do it right now. Do it later. But do not let your fear of rejection or failure eclipse your motivation to succeed. So how do we deal with the rejection and that fear of failure or that fear of success? We've got to remind ourselves that it's business. It's just business. It's not personal. And that every no gets you closer to those yeses that you're wanting. I remind myself that I might not make every sale in that transaction moment, but that's okay because we never know when that person might be ready to purchase and come back to us. A no doesn't necessarily mean no. It means just not right now. So our lives change so fast that we never know when a person's circumstances are going to change and all of a sudden they have a need. If we are respectful and understanding of their no and respond with something kind like, okay, no worries. You let me know if anything changes. I may check in with you and follow up with you from time to time. I'm here and I'm happy to help when you're ready. They are more likely to remember us and want to do business with us. And it's absolutely possible that even if they don't hire you, even if they don't need what you have, they might still refer you. I have a lady here in town that has zero need for a business coach. She is super happy being an employee for a large corporation, but she knows me, she respects me, she sees the work that I do. And so anytime she encounters somebody who's a business owner or an online entrepreneur, she says, do you have a business and sales coach? Because if you don't, you need to call Tracy. So you just never know where the connections you're going to make are going to lead. And if we worry so much about the sale, we're going to miss those genuine connections and those opportunities. Okay, another question. I know I've had a lot of questions today. Is your fear based on a story that you're telling yourself? We can talk ourselves into or out of anything without any help from anyone else and based on zero facts, right? When you're having this fear of rejection, is it based on deciding that nobody's going to be interested in your product or service? They're not going to buy anything. They're not going to be interested. They're not going to answer the phone. They're not going to return my DM. They're not going to look at my website. They're probably never going to call me back. They can't afford it. They don't have time. These are the crap stories that we tell ourselves. I'm guilty of it. Tell me in the comments if you have not been guilty of that at some point. We never know what's going on with someone else. So we cannot make assumptions. Don't try to read your clients' minds or make assumptions about what they will or won't do. And don't assume that just because there's not a lot of engagement online, don't assume that people are not watching you and will remember you when the time is right. Do you know how many people reached out to me to join my Business Visibility Made Easy program in September when I launched it that I had never met really and connected with before? And they said, I've been watching you for a long time. I've been listening to your live trainings. I've been looking at your social media content. I've been looking at your website. And I was like, well, okay, that's a little creepy, but I'll take it. And we just never know. You probably have people, we call them the lurkers. You probably have people that are lurking and following you and you don't even know. But just because it doesn't feel like it's exploding with fireworks doesn't mean that it's not going to. So do not talk yourself out of the transaction before the transaction has even taken place. I'm going to repeat this one too. Now, if you're driving, don't write it down right now, get it later. Don't talk yourself out of the transaction before the transaction has even taken place. Instagram, did you hear me? When we let these fears creep in, it zaps our energy, and the clients can feel this. Are you confident or are you doubting yourself? Either way, the other person is going to sniff it out. Your prospective client is going to sniff that out. Think about it. When you're interacting with someone who's not confident, you can feel that, right? It's almost like it has a smell. But hopefully, my hope for today is that after all this discussion, you're feeling better about sales now. And at least maybe some of your fears are gone or at least minimized. So let's dive into how to sell without being spammy, annoying, or salesy, and getting comfortable and confident being a salesperson. So I want you to consider something. Everyone is in sales, even if they don't have the title of salesperson. Everyone, including you. It is so funny to me when somebody says, "Oh, but I'm not a salesperson." Really? If you've ever convinced a toddler to wear a coat when it's 30 degrees below zero outside or to wear shoes, you're a salesperson. And if you've ever talked your significant other into watching the movie that you want to watch or going to get the tacos instead of the cheeseburger because you want the tacos, you're in sales. Sales is nothing more than building a genuine connection with another human being and building a relationship. Sales is simple. It is based on emotion. It is coming from a place of service to the customer, asking them their needs, tuning into that, and showing how you are their solution. Or like we talked about, maybe you're not their solution right now, but you could be someday, and you want them to remember you and want to come back to you when they have a need, or they have somebody in their life that needs what you have. I was talking to one of my coaching clients, and she said to me, "I'm worried about being annoying." Okay, that's legitimate. I completely understand that. This is a super valid concern because nobody wants to be annoying, because that goes back to our need as humans of wanting to be included and not excluded. So I asked her, and I knew the answer to the question, but I said, "Okay, are you an annoying person?" And she laughed and she was like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, look, I know you're not an annoying person because I don't coach annoying people." But she was telling herself one of those crap stories that we like to dream up in our mind. They're going to think I'm annoying. I'm going to be pestering them. So we worked through her fear together, and we crafted a schedule for her follow-ups that felt authentic to her. So she did not feel like a pest, but she did follow up because, as you know, the fortune's in the follow-up. It's a very used statement, probably overused, but it is true. And we walked through what she was going to say in those follow-ups. And now she is closing deals like a professional, and her income has skyrocketed. Let me ask you this. Does your sales technique center around asking questions to find out what your customer wants? If you don't understand what your client wants and needs, you cannot sell to that client. Selling is about asking questions, listening for the answers, and then explaining how your solution is the best one or not, either way. But the key is to approach this in a relational way rather than a transactional way. We cannot repeatedly say to clients, "Buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff." We have to get to know them and establish that rapport. This builds the relationship. This builds the know, like, and trust factor that leads to sales and to them referring you to their friends. So I want you to listen and have empathy. Put yourself in their shoes. What is their pain point, and are you their best solution? What do they need? What can you give them? And does what you have solve their problem? Come from an authentic place of service, providing education and value. Being a problem solver, you are never going to come across as spammy or annoying or salesy. And like I mentioned, take the sale completely out of the equation. Take it out of your brain entirely and focus on the other person. This is how we sell without selling. It's going to come authentic and easy to you, I promise. So let me ask you this. Gosh, I'm full of questions today. Which one of these feels better to you? What do you sell? Or does it feel better to you if I ask you, who do you serve? I'm guessing it's the service one that feels better to you. Coming from a place of service feels way better than focusing on what you sell. So here's an exercise I want you to walk through. I do this with my coaching clients, and it's super eye-opening for them. I want you to ask yourself, what problem do I solve for my client? And here's some examples. I want you to think through these as you consider your offers, and I want you to know which ones relate to you, because I have a feeling that several of these are going to relate to you and ring true for you, but maybe you haven't considered them until now. This exercise is going to show you how much you serve rather than how much you sell. So, do you save your clients time? I do. I save my clients time. Do you save your clients money? I definitely save my clients money. Do you save them loads of stress and overwhelm? I do that as your coach, yes. Do I increase their happiness? Gosh, I hope so. Do I help make them money and build wealth? You betcha, I do. Do I bring them success or recognition? Yeah, we work on getting them out into the marketplace, online and visible, with all of the recognition that they deserve. Knowing which problems on this list you solve is going to keep you focused on your client, and it's going to bring you confidence. All right, so let's talk about motivation for a second. Are you relying on the feeling of motivation to help you make contact with your prospects? We cannot wait on motivation. Motivation comes after we take action. So funny. My husband said this last Sunday when it was probably 35 degrees outside and he needed to go for a run. And he was like, I'm standing here waiting on motivation. And I'm like, that's never going to come. He goes, you're so right. He goes, I just got to get out there and hopefully the motivation will hit me. Confidence comes from repeated action, and that motivation comes from that action. Don't wait on the perfect time, the perfect setting, the perfect words before reaching out to your prospects and selling to them, giving them what you have, being of service. Stop waiting, get into action, and get moving. The perfect scenario is never going to exist. You can completely change the way you feel about selling so you actually get joy out of interacting with your clients and making those sales and closing more transactions and getting more income. Being confident in your unique sales approach, your authentic approach, is the key, and getting those sales in the door. Your nurture sequence for your clients is critical to the growth of your success, because without sales, we're not going to have a business. I mean, that's the bottom line. So remember, as we talked about, put the client first, ask them what they need, be their solution. You're going to gain confidence in your sales approach, and it's going to grow your income. And in no time, you're going to feel like you're selling without selling. I've got an awesome free training that goes along with what we talked about today, and I want you to grab it now. It's a short video with a PDF guide. You're going to love it. It's going to help you dive deeper into this topic and kick those doubts about sales all the way to the curb, once and for all. Go to tracybeavers.com/selling. If you're on Facebook, my awesome assistant Jill is going to toss that into StreamYard in the comments for you. Instagrammers, you can find it in my bio, but you can also just go to tracybeavers.com/selling and grab it there. Thank you so much for being here with me today. You guys, let's make it easy to build our businesses by making it easy for everyone to see who we are, what we do, how we can serve them, how they can buy from us or hire us. And in order to get that visibility you want and the new clients that you want, you have to be visible. You know, that's what I teach. You can gain visibility in our Facebook group. So let me talk to you about the Facebook group. It's called Be a Confident Entrepreneur. Get visible and grow your income. Instagrammers and YouTubers, if you're not in the Facebook group, jump in. Why? What's in it for you? You can promote your offers. You can show your expertise. You have an opportunity to support the other 1,500 people that are in this group. They're going to get to know you. They're going to see how wonderful you are, how knowledgeable you are, how experienced you are. And then when you have a masterclass or a webinar or you're going to launch something, they are already warmed up to you and they already know how amazing you are. Using Facebook groups is an excellent strategy for visibility, and it's one that I teach my clients. It's also one that I teach in the Business Visibility Made Easy program. And as I say every week, I hope these tips have helped you. And I always want to know, what do you think? What do you want to learn? What do you want to hear more of? What are you struggling with in your business so that I can bring you the content that's going to be of value and help you grow? And if you're loving this content, make sure you mark your calendar every Thursday at 11:30, every Thursday at 11:30 Central. But next week is Thanksgiving here in the United States. So I will not be live next week, but I'll jump back in December and we will kick it off with a bang. Remember, I say this every single week. You know what I'm going to say? Being an entrepreneur is freaking hard. Some days everybody wants to buy what you're selling, and other days nobody wants to know your name. And if you think you're alone, you are not, my friend. It doesn't matter if you're on day one, hour one, or you've been building for 15 years and you make $30 million a year. you're still going to have days where it feels like a freaking roller coaster and it's hard and you feel like you're walking through mud. But you're not alone. You've got me. Jump into the Facebook group. You'll have 15 other people that are building right alongside you. And when you're ready for strategies that are going to get you more visible, help you break through the noise of this online space so you can grow your audience, grow your email list, and get that consistent monthly income you want, reach out, set a free information call with me, and let's talk about what coaching with me looks like, how it all goes, how it works, the pricing, all of that. Have a great balance of the week and weekend. And remember, when one of us rises, we all rise. So we have to keep cheering each other on. All right, I'm going to go over into StreamYard really fast and check the chat. Oh my goodness, so many people here today. This is awesome. Hey, Jill, thanks for being here. Jill is my amazing assistant. You guys know that. She is awesome. A lot of people are showing up as Facebook users, so I can't see your name. Just a little tip, when you come live with me, if you're coming in through Facebook, go to streamyard.com/Facebook and give StreamYard permission to see your name so that I can see your name. Because right now it just says Facebook user and I don't know who you are. All right, somebody said they cringed. Yes. Yep, they did. Somebody said, I don't hate sales. I just don't know where to start. Okay. That's really good. That's something that I help my clients work out. Where to start with it, how to start crafting your sales message, how to turn your marketing messaging and what you're posting on social media into your sales funnel. In other words, somebody said, I hate sales. I love it. Karen says, I don't like it at all. Somebody said, I really like it more and more, but there's a laughing face, so I'm not sure if they're really serious. Mostly love it. Have had businesses in the past. Got to get back in the groove. Yep. And somebody said they hate the rejection even more. Oh, totally get it. Somebody said, fairly confident in sales and feel better in person. I agree with that. I do too. I find that sales in person is easier just because it's that you can feel the human connection, And so that's why I talked about this in the Business Visibility Made Easy group coaching call today, why we have to use video and audio as much as possible in the online space, because otherwise we're just a picture with words on a page and there's no life to it. There's no warmth to it. There's no heart in it. And so that's why I love live video, and I train, and I will train all day long on the importance of live video so that your potential clients can feel your voice, they can hear you, they can feel your energy and your personality and all that. Karen says she's a perfectionist. I get you. Me too. I've got a lot of that in me. Mindset is so powerful. I love that comment. That is absolutely, mindset is everything. Somebody said absolutely guilty. That's hilarious. Somebody said, thank you, Tracy. This is wonderful. Need to catch the end later. Seeing this today, and it was a divine accident. Love that. But it just says Facebook user and I can't see your name. Jill popped the link into the comments. Again, remember it's tracybeavers.com/selling. Somebody said, thank you, amazing lady. Thank you for being here. Somebody said, great encouragement, Tracy. That's my wish. Crystal Prophet is here. She said, this is great. Thanks, Tracy. Thank you, Crystal. Crystal Prophet, by the way, I'll give her a shout out. She's someone I've connected with over the past few months. I was a lurker. She didn't know that I was watching her and following her, but she's an amazing person when it comes to podcast development, content development, learning how to repurpose your content. So if you're in the Facebook group, you need to connect with Crystal. Karen says, one of my challenges is that I feel like I give away a lot in my conversations. How do I get over this and close more deals? Great question, Karen. Okay, so the way I think, and because we're not face to face and I can't ask you more detail, it could be that we're giving too much information because we're nervous. Sometimes I will over talk when I'm nervous. Crystal says we all start as lurkers. Yes, that's true. So Karen, it could be that you're nervous and you're wanting to give them everything. Like you're wanting to just convince them, like, this product does this and this service does this and it has this bell and whistle and it has this option and that option. And did you know that if you flip it this way, it does. And so what we have to do though is listen more than we talk. With everything in life, really, but especially when it comes to sales, because our clients, and I have a training on this in the Facebook group in the guide section, it's how to speak to your clients' needs. It's also on my blog and on my YouTube channel, but we have to listen more than we talk, which can be really hard for somebody like me who loves to talk. And I want to explain everything, and I'm so excited about it, and I want to tell them all the bells and whistles of all it does. And it's going to be so cool, but I have to chill out, and I have to be like listening to them, asking them questions. What do they need? Answering those questions and giving them just enough that they want to know more. Kind of like dating. If we go into a first date going, okay, I want a big house. I want the white picket fence. I'm going to have 5 kids, and I want to drive a Ferrari, and I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Woo, that's a lot. We've got to date the person first. Kind of like dating. It's like, got to get to know you. Got to be a good listener. Answer the questions, leave them wanting more. Karen, I hope that's valuable for you. If it's not, DM me and we can talk about this a little bit more. Maybe audioing back and forth would be easier. Okay, my friends, this has been great. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for showing up and listening and asking awesome questions. I will see you not next week because it's Thanksgiving and I'm going to put on my big pants and eat lots of turkey. And if you're here in the States, I hope you are too. Oh, Karen says she's going to DM me. Perfect. Perfect. All right, my friends. I will see you in, I guess it's going to be December. Wow, that went by in a hurry. Talk to you in 2 weeks. Take care. Have a great holiday and keep cheering each other on.